The prominent Scottish Asian human rights lawyer, Aamer Anwar, who is the leader of the Stop the War coalition, has revealed that he's received death threats after convening and chairing an ecumenical meeting following the killing of a Glasgow shopkeeper. It was a killing that rocked a community and a city. Asad Shah, a Glasgow shopkeeper, filmed here in his shop in August, was found stabbed to death in a nearby street on the 24th of March. Hours earlier, he'd posted a message on Facebook wishing the local Christian community a happy Easter, and the police are treating his murder as religiously motivated. In response, prominent local human rights lawyer Aamer Anwar brought Glasgow's religious leaders together in a call for tolerance and harmony.
We do not want to import sectarian violence that has caused so much division and so much bloodshed in Pakistan to our communities, to our streets.
But what was a plea for peace has angered some. Mr. Anwar has received angry messages on social media. After handling many controversial cases, he says he's used to that. But now he faces something far more grave, more direct threats that have sparked a police investigation and led Mr. Anwar to fear for his life. Mr. Anwar says he's now concerned about escalating factional hatred within the UK Pakistani community. Well, Aamer Anwar is with us now in our Glasgow studio. Anwar, because there is an ongoing police investigation, we're limited in what we can say about these new threats. But what is clear is that you now reveal that you have had many threats in the past, but of a different order to the threats that you have received. So why has it been important to you to make this public?
Well, I've been a campaigner for justice, equality and against racism for over 25 years in this city. This was different this time because this is actually a small minority from within the community who thought that because I dissented, because I condemned what I considered to be controversial comments or grotesque comments by individuals within my community on the question of sectarian violence, on the question of blasphemy laws, etc. It seemed as though I was fair game. They seemed to give the green light to create a climate of fear within which they thought it's okay for individuals to put abuse online, to create bogus petitions online, to attack me, to attack my reputation, to threaten me, to call me an unbeliever, call me a kuffar, which means in Arabic the unbeliever, for which the punishment is one of death. And I thought that was beyond the pale. And I just thought that, creating a climate of fear, we need to have debate within the community. I believe that there has been a climate of fear since 9/11 within the Muslim community because the Muslim community has been criminalised, has been targeted. Yet that does not mean that you close down debate when those within the community want to be critical, when they want to raise issues of concern.
But has the threat that you've received come from abroad or has it come from the UK?
I can't go into the specific details other than to say that it is from within the UK, and that's a matter for a police investigation.
Now, you have been under pressure, I'm sure, from family and friends to withdraw from any kind of involvement to kind of reconcile some of the different groups in the community, some of whom, as you say, take a very hard line on blasphemy laws, some who are a much more tolerant part of the community. So why are you not now stepping back?
Well, it has been extremely difficult. My family, my friends and members of the community have said it's not worth it. Put your young family first. And I have to say that it was extremely heartbreaking when one night last week I had to go out for a meeting with local community leaders, and I kissed my children goodnight. And I held them longer than I normally would, trying to get out of the door. And I just thought, the thought that went through my head was, is this going to be the last time I see my children? And of course, it would have been extremely easy for me to have just walked away. And I keep asking that question, and my family keeps asking me to walk away. But I think that it's wrong, because it's about my children's future. It's about other people's children's future. You want to create a society in which there is tolerance. And as I said in your news piece earlier on, I do not want to see the importation of extremist politics from the cesspit of extremism that exists in Pakistan. There's no point in our community leaders.
Using words like that will probably be inflammatory to some sections.
I don't think it's inflammatory.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying it may well be seen. And I wonder, because in what you seem to be saying is that there is a problem in this country about speaking out. I mean, for whatever reason in the past you feel there's been a demonisation of the British Asian community, there is a problem of speaking out, and so therefore people won't stand up against extremism in this country, and that seems to be a real concern of yours.
That is a real concern of mine. There seems to be an underlying current where people feel that they cannot speak out, and if they do speak out, then they will be targeted, they will be silenced, they will be told to be quiet by the community. Sorry?
Are they splintering, do you think? Do you think the British community is now splintering into those who will speak out, very few, those who won't speak out, and those who actually do not condemn, for example, the killing of the Punjabi politician because he spoke out against the blasphemy laws?
Well, I think it's important to emphasise that the Glasgow Central Mosque actually managed to come together. It was the first time ever in the UK you saw an MD Muslim, you saw a Sunni Imam, you saw representatives of the mosque with Pakistani Christians come together on a platform. And the issue I put to them when we brokered this meeting, along with the police, was that this issue is far too great. It's about our future. When you see the loss of one life on our streets, it's one life too many. And people realised that, and they thought they had to put aside their differences, their egos, and they also understood the fact that there are those individuals within our community, a very small minority, who seem to think that what they say in private doesn't matter. But it does matter, because that filters out to how they conduct themselves publicly. And if they engage with politics in Pakistan and think that there's some cut-off point, that somehow it won't have an impact on our society and our communities, then they are wrong. And we've seen that in other situations, in the mosques down south, where women who have spoken out have been criticised, have been attacked, have been abused online. And yet I find myself in the same situation in Scotland.
Aamer Anwar, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.